All right, y'all. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. So it's been a little while since we posted anything. Um, I have like 5 subscribers, like my mom, my daughter, my brother-in-law, and like 2 dudes at work that don't believe that I can change oil, let alone, build hot rods and mess with cars. So I wanted to post this though because it's super cool. We got some time. We finished some projects in the shop. Got that hot rod ready to go. We're ready to go tear it up at the track and break it and blow it up. And that one, we're ready to cruise. We did the subframe connectors, put the stiflers on that, weld those in last weekend, and it came out really good. It's like a different car. I mean, it's structurally, it's like the doors close right and the hatch closes right, and it's like it almost changed the steering response. I mean, it's really amazing how good it feels. And I put a lot of subframe connectors in Fox bodies over the last 30 years. The stiflers are by far the best subframe connector I've ever put on one of these cars, especially a 4i with the thinner sheet metal on the floor pan, and a T-top car which has the structural integrity of like a wet Kleenex box. So massive change. But we got a chance. We had some time in the shop, cleared out some space, got some other projects done. And y'all know my buddy Brian. Brian is 4i Mustang to the core. He is super great guy. We met probably a decade ago, 2010-ish or so, at a car show. I had a S197 with a blower, and he had his 85 at the show. And we met and started rapping. It's like we knew each other forever. Brian hooks me up with all kinds of stuff. He got me that sign recently. He got me that sign. He does the Mid-Atlantic 4i banner stuff. He got me, set up the Mid-Atlantic sweatshirt deal and swag deal for the club. I mean, he does hats and did this deal for me. He just takes care of people. He's a true enthusiast. He's a student of the game. He loves cars. He loves 4i Mustangs, and he's all in. So a couple years ago, the beginning of COVID, we got a chance to do the 5-lug swap on his car. Did a set of Cobra brakes, springs, lowered it, Speedline magnesium wheels. I mean, just looks amazing. They say the wheels are 70% of your car's appearance. Man, it was like 90% on this hot rod. I mean, it just changed the whole attitude. To go from 10 holes on 60 series tires to Cobra brakes slammed on Celine magnesium wheels, it's like, yeah, I mean, it looks killer. So those of you that have seen the car know that it is a survivor. It's an 85 with 160 some odd thousand miles, but it is a survivor. It has not been crashed. It has not been abused. It's been taken care of. It's got all the original paint on it. It's got some patina and spots. It's got a little bit, some dents and dings and damage in places. But it had little things. And every time I got the car, I was like, oh man, I just want to fix that, just that thing. But we were doing big stuff. So Brian had to bring it back. We had to do some stuff to it because we lowered it. We had to center the rear because it was rubbing a tire slightly on one side. So he got some adjustable uppers, and I wanted to center the rear for him. And because of the spacers he's running on the speed lines in the rear, I wanted to put 3-inch. We put 3-inch studs in the front because he's got to run a spacer with the offset of the wheel. And with the rears, he had to run a small spacer as well. So, and there wasn't enough lug stud thread in the lug nut to make me comfortable. So we got a set of 3-inch studs for it, and he had some super duper mega fancy titanium lug nuts made for it. I've never seen titanium lug nuts before. There they are. They're badass. So we got all that done, and I figured, all right, well, while I got the car, this is my chance, right? I had a bunch of cans of Sem trim paint, and was like, dude, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna do it. So it had some holes in the bumper. Had a hole in the front bumper here. Y'all might remember I had a big like S hole here. So we fixed that from the inside, filled it with ABS resin, sanded it down, and we wound up redoing the whole front bumper. Just to make everything uniform and make all the trim match and Came out really good. We did, if y'all remember, had some damage on the rear bumper as well. Fox Body Mustangs, paint comes off the bumper covers. You have this yellow ABS plastic underneath, and it just starts like oxidizing and deteriorating and flaking. So we fixed it up. Had a big hole here. So we ABS'd the whole hole there, and it was tough because I had to recontour the lines in the trim because this was just all missing. So I had to build, basically build some new material there with the ABS resin and screen, with like fiberglass mesh screen. So that came out pretty cool. And we went ahead while we were at it, we masked all the window trim and redid all that. Like all this was patinaed out and rusty. So we sanded it up real good and etched it. And around the window trim, did all the windshield trim. The other big thing was, some of you may remember the hood was, the hood decal had dried out in the sun, cracked, and started to deteriorate and fall off, and it was plastic dipped over. So we got the plastic dip off, got the adhesive off, and found that the paint underneath was like the surface of a dry desert. It like had like these weird cracks all over. So we wound up DAing it down, clearing it, and Brian's got a new decal. We're waiting on some touch-up paint because we have to touch up a couple spots before we actually put the decal on for it to look right. But that's gonna be killer. So, I mean, the attitude of the car has completely changed with just those few little minor things. With the original paint on this deal and just touching up some of those things, it really changed the look of the car. The wipe strips for the windows, they were kind of, old, busted, and trashed, and just like, all falling apart. So we got some new wipe strips, and we're matching those to the trim, and that's the next thing we have to put on. So I'm super excited to be able to do this for Brian. We all have busy lives, and I've got this spot where it's easy for me to do it. It's tougher for him to knock this stuff out in his garage, where it's that's why I built this place, was to be able to do this kind of stuff. And Brian's always been there for me. When my dad passed away, he was the only car guy that showed up to my dad's funeral. And if I ever need anything, I know I can call him. I know that he's in. Like, the car community, cars themselves, just a bunch of, as cool as they are, just a bunch of glass and metal and rubber and plastic, and if you don't have anybody to share the deal with, if you don't have anybody that shares your enthusiasm, it's no fun. If you're at the track by yourself, yeah, it's fun to make hits. But it's more fun if you have a buddy that's helping you read the plugs and pulling you into the burnout box, and you're helping him and he's helping you. That's what this whole deal's about. That's the only reason I do this. It's not for the cars, it's for the people. And the 4i Mustang community, it's weird. Like, everybody, they're hardcore enthusiasts. I don't know if it's because everybody told us we had K cars for 2 decades, and now they're the sought-after hot rod to have. But I feel lucky to be able to do this for Brian. I think it's super cool, and I can't wait for y'all to see the car out this year. I know he's probably going to take it. He's going to take it to Cars and Coffee. He'll probably take it to Carlisle and Chocolate Fox and Foxtoberfest, and hope he has the time of his life with it. When he gets it back, he's got a list of stuff that he wants to do to it too, some cosmetic stuff. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, and how cool it is, and I just dig doing this stuff. Hopefully, I'm trying to sell them on this deal too, so that when the motor gets tired, maybe next time he drops it off, he's gonna come back, and that's gonna be in it. That would be pretty cool, right? So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. That's what we got going on in the shop. Weather's going to be warming up. I think it's supposed to snow this weekend. I wanted to get out and finish this stuff up today because it's going to snow over the weekend. But then it's like 60s and 70s. So we are going to be out. We will be out and cruising. I think after COVID, everybody's looking to get out. And I wanted to make sure we had hot rods at the ready so that we can get out and hang out with you guys. All right, well, that's what we got going on in the shop. And I hope you all enjoyed taking a look at what we got going on here. And we'll see you out at the shows or out on the road or at the track. All right, y'all. See ya.